Hi guys, in this lesson we are going to learn the exception handling in Python, which is also very useful to know while working with your code. First, let's create a new file and call it exception and try to explain them in practice. Let's call it exception. Okay, what's the exception handling or an exception is in Python? Exception is an error that occurs during the execution of your code. Let's try to print out the types of exceptions, the most common ones. Let's see that I want to divide 10 to 0 and click Alt Enter and see what exception handling will it print. It will print a zero division error here because it will say that division by 0 is not permitted here. That's why this is the first type of exception. Also, we could have, let's see that I will want to minus 10 from the B variable, which is undefined. If I click Alt Enter, it will print out this exception, name error. Or we might have a list here, A equals to, and elements inside of it. And if I want to enter an element which is not inside of our list, like this one, A, like 9 or 7, and click run, it will print out the index error and say that list index is out of range because 7 position is not presented or exist in this list. It starts from 0 and it could maximum have 0, first, second, 3 elements here. And these are the common types of exceptions. Of course, we could have a lot more. You can just go to the Python libraries and check there if you want, but these are the common ones. And in this section you will learn how to handle these exceptions in Python. Basically, we have try and except statements in order to handle these errors within our code in Python. The try blocks lets you to test a block of code for errors, while the except blocks lets you to handle this error. We could also have else and finally. We will explain them later. Let's first create a new variable called a equals to 10 and try to use them in practice, like try first. And here I will create a simple input file with numbers in it because I would want to make a simple calculation here. Input, and inside of this I would add a place string, enter a name, enter a number, right? And now if I want to print them out, first I will just assign the a as the a divided by b. Basically, I want to divide this a 10 with the number which will be written inside of our text field, and then I will give an except statement here, except and print out something went wrong. Something went wrong. This is very similar to the if-else statement, but there are small changes here. You will see that. How will it work? If I click Alt Enter, and here I want to give a number, for example 4, basically would divide 10 to 4. If I run it, first click Enter, it will not print anything because I haven't defined it as a print version here. If I print out the result as a and click run again, type in 4 and click enter, it will print what? 2.5. If I just type it as a 5 and click enter again, it will print 2 as a float number. I can even check it, type and click alt enter for float. But if I want to be printed like an integer, I can just type in the integer and do it like that. But if I want to add an else statement here, I can do it easily and explain you what is an else in exceptions. Else is a keyword which is defined as a block of code to be executed if no errors were raised inside of or try method here. In any case, shortly, in any case, else statement is going to be printed out. What do I mean? If I click else and type in just like print as success and click alt enter, if I just click type in 6 and click enter, you could see that it will print out either this one printed statement here as an integer. If you don't want as an integer, you can just print it out like that. Click run first 6 here, click enter, it will print out the result here, and it will also print this statement here, else statement. Because this else statement is executed if no errors were raised in these exceptions. This is the difference between if else statement. Both of them are going to be executed here in exception handling. We also have what finally. The finally block, if specified, will be executed regardless if the try block raises an error or not. What do I mean? If the else is printed out only when the try is not raises an error, I mean else is executed with try only if this code is true, else is going to be executed at the same time with try. But finally is executed anyways, no matter your code is right or wrong here. If I type in finally here, finally, and click print complete process completed, right? As an example, if I click enter 4, you could see process completed 2.5. Here try block works fine, it works without error. That's why else is also printed out. And at the same time, if this could be an error, if there is an error inside of this try code, else is not going to be printed out, but finally and this except is going to be printed out. If I run it and inside of the numbers, instead of the numbers, I will type in the string and click enter, you could see it will print out the except statement and finally here, because this one is printed out in any cases. Finally and except, as is or its definition says, only printed out when the try is not correct here. We could even add a couple of more exceptions here inside of this block if I want. Like here I would add in one except statement, and this will be called zero division error, right? If I print out like can't be divided by 0, right? And close and run it. If I divide it by 0 here, type in the 0, it would first print out what? This one, this built-in Python exception, zero division error, because this one is the built-in one. It will prefer this handling to be printing out here. It will print out 3 fields. Please enter a number. This one is this one. It will be printed anyways, and then this could be printed, zero division error, and the last one, process completed, which is being run in any cases here. We could even add what value error instead of the except. It will, if we type in the characters here instead of this one, it will print out that one first. Here I will add in what value error except what value error, and here I could print out what I can print, like you didn't provide a number, you didn't provide number, and click run here, click strings and click enter. It will first print out this instead of this one. It will give a preference to this value error because this is a built-in handling exception. That's why. I think that that's enough for basic the knowledge, and you have gained already the knowledge of using these exceptions. The try and accept. This could be useful for you in the future. So thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to my channel. Have a good day. Bye.